My name is Joe Peroni, and this is the Rise Above Project. And today we're going to talk about one of the major keys to success, and that would be mindful micro-trauma. Now, as a personal trainer for over 30 years and as a licensed marriage and family therapist, I use this term on a regular basis with many of my clients. Now, you don't know what this word means because I made it up. So let's go over the definition of it. Let's take the first part, mindful. Mindful meaning that you are consciously aware, that you are a willing participant, that it's voluntary, and you are making a conscious decision to do something. The next part, microtrauma, meaning that it's an endured stress to create a positive adaptation. So when we put it together, what you're looking at is that you're making a conscious decision to do something that's very difficult. And you're going to do that even though it's very difficult because you know that your body or your mind is going to adapt and you're going to be better in the long run. Again, as a therapist, time and time again, I see this with people. They're afraid to make any changes. They're afraid to put themselves through any adversity. They're afraid to challenge themselves in any way. And what do they get for it? A whole lot of nothing. And it's really interesting because a lot of people are afraid to fail. Ironically, if you never put yourself in a difficult situation in order to overcome it, I can guarantee you this, you're going to go through your life as a failure. There is no way you could start something new and be great at it right from the top. You're gonna have to go through a lot of trials and tribulations to be good at anything. And I see this time and time again. So this is really important. So let me give you some examples of what I think mindful microtraumas are. Number one, we can take a look at muscle size and strength. If you don't lift weights at all, you are going to be the recipient of a decaying body. Your body is going to get older by the day as we all get older, but instead of pushing yourself to get better, you're just going to get worse and worse. In order to increase muscle size and increase strength and bone integrity as well, what you need to do is perform something where we're looking at progressive resistance. In other words, if this book is very easy to lift for you, and you continue just to do this, you're not going to get a positive adaptation. You're going to get exactly what you already are getting. Why? Because if your body is already formulated to be able to lift something like this, your body has no need to adapt to get any better because it's already doing its job. So your job is to push it further. And so your body has a reason to adapt. Therefore, you want to make it progressively more difficult for your body. Therefore, you can gain more size and strength. Well, you can also do this with cardiorespiratory fitness. If you just meander around your life or you're pretty sedentary, your heart is not going to get any stronger. Therefore, you need to push it. Again, mindful, it's a choice, but it's a micro-trauma. It's not a macro-trauma. I'm not asking people to do things that are so crazy above their level that it's going to destroy them and put them in a hospital. I'm talking about a micro-trauma where you push your body, where you break a sweat. And you need to do this on a daily basis in order to get better. Because if you do not do that, what will surely happen is you're going to get worse. You can also do this to train your brain. Most people fill their brain with garbage. You know, they sit on TikTok all day, or they don't read anymore. What you want to do is you want to push yourself every day. For example, if this is a dictionary, don't look up the word cat if you know what the word cat means, because you're not going to gain anything. You're not going to expand your intelligence in any way, shape, or form. You want to go through the dictionary and you want to pick out a bunch of words that you don't know, and you want to try to learn those, and then you want to try to put them into your vocabulary so now you can use them. And you want to do this with everything. And you want to read books or any type of literature that is challenging to you so you can learn. This particular one is Niccolo Machiavelli, The Art of War and the Prince. So that's probably a pretty challenging book for most people. Look for something like that. Don't look for your usual stuff that you might see in the news. You want that's a I believe it's at a 4th grade reading level. So, unless you're like in 2nd grade, that's not going to help you. So you want to choose things that are going to challenge you. We could also do this with pro-social behaviors. What I'm seeing now, over and over and over again, is young people being afraid to talk to other people. They're too nervous to connect with human beings. They have no ability for social interaction. Well, if you have social anxiety, what's the best way to overcome that? Well, you need to be able to handle that stress by putting yourself in stressful situations on a consistent and regular basis until you start improving. That's the answer. The answer is always to go directly into the problem, and that's how you solve it. So the key to success is to challenge yourself to the point of failure on a constant basis. Your success will be predicated on your ability to fail wisely. Now, I know some people probably heard that and they said, well, success is predicated on your ability to fail. That's great. I fail all the time. I eat garbage food. I don't read anything of worth. I don't hang out. I don't talk to any people. I don't push myself. So I'm really good at this. I'm a great success at being a failure. It's not what I'm talking about. Again, the operative word here is wisely. Now, what does it mean to fail wisely? This is different. It means to willingly push yourself past your boundaries and to accept that failure is the temporary limit of your expertise in that time and moment. And that process is 100% necessary for steady improvement. Therefore, success is failure. You're aiming for failure. Now, let's take a look at what Bob Dylan said a bunch of years ago. Now, I don't know if anybody would consider him to be a good singer. I mean, he's had a 50-year career or more, so let's give him that. But he's really known for his writing. He did win the Nobel Prize for Literature, I think, in the year 2016. One of the things he said was, there is no success like failure, but failure is no success at all. Now, you can take that to mean anything you want. It's art, but this is what it means to me. If you don't fail, you're not challenging yourself enough. That's number one. Failure is the starting point, however. Therefore, there's no success like failure. In other words, again, you're attempting to fail. If you continue to lift this book and you go, I'm a success because I lifted that, you're not doing anything. You need to try to lift something that you can't lift and then have your body adapt to it so you can lift it eventually. And then maybe you can look like that guy over there. Now, when I look at a real muscular body, I don't look at a muscular body all the time and go, wow, yeah, that's attractive. I think about how many microtraumas did that person have to endure in their life in order for their body to adapt over and over and over again to get to that level. Those are the things that I look at. So failure without repeated attempts to improve is absolutely useless. So again, there is no success like failure, but failure is no success at all. So once you fail, you continue to try and try and try again. And a body like that, or these trophies here, the bodies that they have, or having the body that it would take to get a trophy like that, is not done through success. It's done through trying to lift things and failing over and over and over again. That's how you get to that level. It's not through success, it's through failing. That's how you get there. That's how your body adapts. If you don't embrace microtraumas, you will never be a good role model for somebody else. You will never be successful. You will always lack grit, which is persistence over time. You will always lack resilience, confidence, self-esteem. You won't have any leadership qualities. I don't know how you can be a good parent. That's almost impossible. You're not going to be good at your job. You're not going to get a raise because nobody's going to look up to you because you're not going to be able to handle the micro-traumas of dealing with issues and problems that you need to overcome to get better. And if you can't handle the micro-traumas in life, you will never be able to handle the inevitable and the natural traumas of just being alive, such as change, grief, loss, aging. These are natural and inevitable. And those are macro traumas. Those are huge. How in the world are you going to handle just being a human or trying to be a good human if you don't practice by being able to handle your mindful micro traumas? We'll keep the show pretty short today. Hopefully that was helpful to you. My name is Joe Peroni. This is the Rise Above Project. Please subscribe and tell a friend. Thank you.